Want to see our Dutch tropical garden? Let me show you around. Hello friends, how are you doing today? It is Wednesday morning, actually almost 11 a.m. and this video is going up in a few hours and I still need to edit it. I'm also going to walk my neighbor's dog in between, so a little bit late with this video because last weekend I had my, how do you say, like we have it every 2 years, a family weekend with all of my dad's brothers and sister and their kids and their grandkids. It's amazing, it's so much fun, but that had me away and then having to recover for a few days, so I might still look a little bit sleepy. But my boyfriend said the garden is looking amazing, everything is in bloom, so why don't you show them around? You have to show them all the things that are flowering, because we have some special things that are flowering. But it was really sunny the last few weeks, and now it's stormy and rainy. I don't even know if the Wisteria flowers are still on, because it's been so stormy the last few days. So we're just gonna check it out. Let's go see our garden, our tropical garden in the Netherlands. And we're also really close to the sea, so that makes, there's more wind than the rest of the country or more inland. So fingers crossed, let's go see the garden. The start of the garden is a little bit messy because we have this surfboard here, or stand-up paddleboard really, that was blowing over. So my boyfriend used some stuff to balance it. But then here is the rest of the garden, and already over there you can see some flowers. So let's start there actually. So this is my boyfriend's cordyline and it's really tall, as you can see. There's a long stem here. I hope you can hear me with the mic outside. But we noticed this year, so we overwinter this in the greenhouse and luckily that works pretty well. But this year it started to make a flower at the top there, which you can't really see from this angle, I noticed. Ah, it's there. Okay, wait. We're gonna go the other side. Can you see that thing? It's huge. Wait, you're still not high enough. Okay, we switched to my phone camera, then I can actually show you properly. So this cordyline is, oh, I'm stepping on this little thing to lean over. It is, I think, like an agave, although I heard that these can flower multiple years without dying. And here you can see the long stem that I was talking about. So we're very excited to see what this is gonna look like. Really impressive and really tall. And then we have a few pots. Unfortunately, with the storms and the strong winds we have, the bananas have been getting a beating, but looking really nice in this big pot. This is a pot where we have some canna that are gonna start to grow, see? And these are from our bird feeder sunflower seeds that are coming up. So I'm just letting them because that's kind of cute. Next to it, a few small pots, an olive tree, which we don't really like. I don't know. We're not very into it. And another spiky one. I think this is a yucca. And here's a whole line of bananas. Again, looking absolutely haggard because of the winds. Palm trees. The bluebells, actually, I'm too late, but I think I have some footage of how they looked. They are so pretty every year, but we're getting more and more every year. So we're kind of thinking about maybe pulling some of them out. And look at this little thyme. This, I think I planted last year, and it's so full and it smells so good. Look at all the little flowers. This is going to be a peony, Roos in Dutch. I also planted a bunch of violas. Viola we call them, but they're pansy is the English word. Lavender is growing well. The apple tree had beautiful flowers, blossoms as well. I found some footage that I filmed the month before. Look at the bumblebee going and all the pretty flowers. And you can now see the apples starting to grow. I'm gonna have to cut a bunch of these out. I learned that there's like 6 in one spot and you want 1 in one spot. So I'm gonna have to do that in a few weeks maybe. Ooh, look over here. I guess we're just gonna continue with the iPhone footage because it's a lot easier. This plant each winter struggles a lot because it's kind of a house plant. This is something japonica. I forgot the word. I'll come on it. It will come to me. But all the leaves start to hang, and then it grows a like point, and out of that point a bunch of new leaves come out. So that looks really cool. More I just said the word peony and black Jack Frost and acai, we call these. So there's, oh, and actually I think that's a weed that I might have to take out. And then if we go back a little bit to the right, we have the little place of our outdoor shower, and another pot with different bananas that are adjusting to the move. We just planted them in here a few weeks ago, I think. And at the base, I planted a bunch of ice flowers. I don't know if you can see. There we go. I have to switch the focus mode, but this is such a cool plant. I love this, and it also makes flowers in all the different colors. I plant seeds of this every year because I love it so much. And then this is my little chamomile patch, my walking chamomile patch. And you can see it quite clearly right now because I just did like several days of several hours of weeding the grass out. And you can see there's still some grass here, unfortunately. Grass is very spready, it takes over. So I spent several hours every few days sitting here and just following the base of the grass and then trying to pull it out. That one broke, but I got, I think, most of it out. It smells so good, and every few days in summer you walk on it to make sure it spreads. If you don't do this, then it starts to grow upwards like normal chamomile, Chamomile. And what this does is it breaks the rosettes down a little bit, so the plant grows in a little rosette, and you push the growth onto the ground, and then it roots again and makes new plants, and that's why it becomes a nice patch over here. It smells absolutely delicious now in the garden. Anytime you walk on it, it's also, the garbage truck is here, so sorry for the background noise. Ooh, by the way, this is our Dickinsonia antarctica, our tree fern that already looked amazing after winter in the greenhouse, but look at all these new curls unfurling. So good. It's gonna look so good. And here, this is a north facing wall, so it has nice shade, nice humidity from the shower, and it's right next to our fern garden. So I feel like it's a good flow of like palm trees to different ferns that are growing. Look at this guy growing so well, and then the tree fern. This is a honeysuckle that we majorly cut back. Last year we did these walls, if you remember. I don't know if I showed that yet, actually. I think I did. But we painted a little wall, so we had to take everything down. And look how much it's growing back. It needs a trim again because it's kind of growing into our neighbor's like roof overhead thing. And this is our passion fruit that is also growing all over the place. I can't wait for the flowers to come back. My boyfriend wanted to cut it. It was growing all the way over there this last season, but he wanted to cut it back. So we did, and we guided it onto different, like we made a little system on the wall so that it has some support. And this is another honeysuckle. The honeysuckles are here from the previous owner, so that's really nice. This is another cordyline that actually was planted in the garden. My boyfriend does protect it for winter, and you can see it looks a little bit more sad from being out in winter, but it's still growing, so that's amazing. Banana is growing. I'm afraid that leaf is going to get damaged again, but we'll see. And then this is my hortensia, we call it. Hydrangea, I think. That is making a lot of flowers. I cut it back quite a bit because we had to stand in the garden last year, so it was easier to cut it back. I think it's helping. But if you grow these, you know that their color depends on the acidity of the soil. And I love them being blue and purple like my mom has them. But here we are so close to the sea that basically our garden is like we see seashells in our sand. That's how much sandy our garden is. So it's very, there's a lot of calcium. And also, I don't know, I can put all the blue powder in there that I want, and you'll see a little bit of purple coming in. But in general, it's just pink. So I'm gonna have to accept that we grow this in pink here. Here's another palm tree. No surprise there. My boyfriend loves them. And this actually is a little rose bush. There were a few, you can see it in the back there, a few climbing roses in the garden left over from the previous owner here as well. And they're actually making flowers. Oh, nice. We're gonna get some roses. So that's really nice. But they are often grafted on a very, like a strong plant with strong roots. And that base plant, this is what is coming out. So you see the big leaves there, that's the grafted plant that makes the pretty flowers. And this is the smaller leaves, is the base plant that has the strong roots but less pretty flowers. Sometimes I cut it back, sometimes I leave it be a little bit. And this is a little bush that also makes some kind of flowers. Let's see, what do we have? Oh, we're getting to some cool stuff here actually. There will be some flowers coming in, like these gladioli. See them here? And this is also a yucca, but it's kind of taken over by the leaves of the bluebells. But those are going to die off soon, and then we'll have more space for them. Here is our penis plant flower. It's actually not growing a bloom yet, or maybe it's coming, but it has a lot of leaves this year. I remember the first year it just had one leaf, I think. Now it has a lot more. Then we have another yucca. This one is really mean. It has a really sharp points. I often walk into them. Another palm tree. In the back is a clematis, which is such a weird plant because every year I think the stems are just completely dead. These thinner stems, actually. This is the honeysuckle. This one. I want to break them away because I think it's dead. And then it just starts to grow again. Here's our first flower. I think this is a dark purple one. I planted a few more on the other side that I'll show you in a second. And this is this is actually our second rain barrel with another banana in front. This rain barrel originally is gray and yellow. My boyfriend painted it to look a lot nicer. And the other one I didn't show you is back there. That's the first one. And the third one is behind here. It's hard to see because it's really hidden very well, but that's like 270 or 370 liters of water that we catch from the Roos here. So that's amazing. This is a little bit of where we keep the like ugly stuff, like the little barbecue thing to make fires, some like work things for my boyfriend, and the buckets. Another palm tree. This is a different kind that has to stay in the greenhouse in winter, but it's a very cool one. And some pots of plants that I'm growing out. We rearranged some of the boxes. So these are some of the broken heart plants, and I think these are some plants specifically for pollinators. There's a yucca here that might be dead after winter, actually. See how the center looks bad? They grow from the crown, and if the crown is no longer happy, it likely will die. And this is a really pretty periwinkle looking hibiscus. I don't know if it's an actual hibiscus, but it has the color of that. And every year we think it's dead, and then it comes back with a vengeance. So we might have to plant that bush. Down here we have a few more pots of the things that I was moving and that I didn't know where I wanted them yet. These are hostas, and they're so happy compared to what they normally look like. We have a lot of snails, and we don't want to kill the snails, so we just let them eat stuff. But yeah, this is the best they've ever looked, and they already have a lot of holes in them. Very happy that they're growing out. And then some of the broken heart flower plants, and a little water feature that my mom made us. This is a surfboard fin, ignore that part. So we're gonna clean this and reset it. I did not prepare for this video, as you can tell. This is a little fakkel. That sounds bad in English, but it's a Dutch word. So it can have fire and looks really nice. And then with the water feature next to it, it's really cool looking. And then if I step back, this is the main feature of the garden right now. There's a few palm trees here. Then there is a, wait, let me go from this side because it's prettier. This we call a sering. And I might be just in time because it's starting to brown. But this smelled so good. The garden was smelling so good when this opened. My boyfriend doesn't like this one, but I love the smell. Even though it's just for a few weeks, I think it's worth it. And then behind there, wait, nope, we're going down here first. Look at this. My boyfriend thinks there's a specific palm tree year or something because our palm trees always flower, but never this much. Can you see there's like 8 flowers in this small palm? And the flowers are really cool looking. And when they're down here, you can actually investigate them a little bit better. Our big palm tree in the center of the garden also has flowers, but they're a little bit higher up. But again, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on just this side of the tree. The baby one has a few as well. They come out like this. If you don't know, it's really cool to see. It's kind of, it gives dinosaur vibes. See, there's 2 more on this side. A little thing comes out and then it bends to the side and then it opens like that. And then you get little thingamies like this. So if anyone knows anything about it being a specific year for palm trees, please let us know because it's very cool to see. So over here we have our Wisteria, which is definitely not looking as impressive as it was in the sunshine. Also, it started to rain. So if you see raindrops on, I don't know if you can see it on the screen. I can see it a little bit. This we planted like maybe 5 years ago. It took forever to actually start to grow and then to start to flower especially. But now it's looking amazing. There's flowers everywhere. We're gonna let it trail along our pergola that we built ourselves when we, like in 2018, I think. Look at them, so many. And apparently it's so many flowers because my boyfriend trimmed this plant last fall. Apparently that's the reason. So he says I should let him trim everything because then it flowers more. I don't know if that's true. And then we have down here the, what's the word? The Buddleia plants. I think that's also part, yes, that's also part of it. We always cut them back in spring so that they flower later in the year. Because in spring we have the sering blooming. And then later in the summer we'll have the Buddleia flowering. That's the butterfly tree. Oh, still has the good smell. And the butterfly tree, we have 2 colors here, light purple and more dark purple. Oh, and I forgot. This is a very chaotic tour, I'm sorry. Here's more fire things. But we planted last year a few more climbing things. There's a very good smelling jasmine plant here. And I also planted a, yes, it's alive still. This is another, what's the word? Clematis. Actually, if I step into the garden, I can see this and we'll guide it to maybe our thing or that way, maybe. Yes, because that's already starting to make flowers. We need it to be supported. And we did the same thing on this side with a jasmine and I think a passion flower, but that does not look very alive. Like a purple, fully purple passion flower. I don't know. See, these are the old branches from last year. So yeah, there's a lot growing here. There's a lot more. I planted bulbs in here and everything, but that will come a little bit later in the year when it's not this gloomy and rainy. Here's an overview of the garden. I fully abandoned my camera in the rain, by the way. Just filming on my phone now. I hope you can hear me okay. My boyfriend has been taking really good care of the lawn, the grass patch. And then, oh, I have to step back. We have our greenhouse, which you can't really see. You can see the roof right above the pergola because it's the same height as the pergola. But it's amazing. It is just glass, so it's not insulated. meaning we can't keep it warm enough for houseplants in here for winter. Usually this becomes more of a storage for all the pots of plants that need to be a little bit more protected in winter. And then just lots of stuff stored here during winter. But then when spring comes, we make space again. We create our little outdoor seat again. Actually, I have a lot more plants in here now because I started a cactus collection a few years ago. And I had a few inside the house, but I moved most of them outside. And then the top shelf is all caladium bulbs. You can see one leaf there. I'll show you the ones that are open because we have a few more. And my boyfriend recently built me a whole new station over here because it was not very practical. And we thought about how we can make it more practical. So in the back, we have shelves with plants on top and then pots and stuff underneath. Wait, maybe a little bit closer. So pots all collected like together in the different sizes and everything with beautiful plants on top. This is the monkey tail cactus that I repotted and it's doing really well. I still have to edit that repot video that I filmed in August last year of all the cacti. Here's a few of our big cacti that we got. He put some shelves up here. And actually that's a amaryllis that I didn't put into darkness and now it's making a flower. I think it grew against the top of the thing for a little bit, but now it's out. And a little hanging plant over here. The pots that you see that are empty are all basically caladiums. This cactus made a new tag. I don't know what it's called. And some plants that you wouldn't expect also survive here in winter, like this beautiful Ficus elastica something. The dark one. And you can see here, this is lots of thrips damage and like cold damage, but the new leaf looks really shiny and happy. So it's going well. Also lots of seeds. These are more of the ice flowers. They're actually really dry right now, so they look really droopy. I planted some sear ert. So I don't know what those are called, but they're like peas, but grown for the flowers. I think they're different colors in the pot. We have an avocado tree that was living inside that I moved outside. And of course, our lovely drawing of the cats that someone made for me. This is some kind of water plant that I thought was fully dead, but started to grow again. I love it when that happens. And these are my seedlings that I grew myself. See what this is? Oh, old iPhone bullshit with the focusing. Can you recognize what that is gonna become? These are little jungle cactus seeds. And actually, most of them died, I think because I let them dry out too much. But we have 3 that are surviving and starting to look like jungle cacti. And that one, no, mostly moss on that one. So, not great. And this is, oh shit, should I save my camera? Because it's raining, wait. Okay, I moved the camera inside, but it says the battery is dead. So I'm gonna continue filming on my iPhone, I guess. Then we have a shelf on this side with all the easy to get supplies. For example, we can now water this because it was definitely needed. I usually water once a week in here, but sometimes when it's super sunny, that is not enough. And down here, this is the epic part. So this is a whole shelf of like pumice pieces and grit and different mixes. And underneath we have a bag of, that's the bark one. There's a tree fern fiber in those boxes and they have wheels so they can roll forward. We're supposed to rebuild my terrarium for like over a year now. And this is all the supplies for that. So this is gonna be gone soon. Over on this side, I have more supplies of stuff that I got from behind there, but haven't put back yet. And a box that's actually kind of a broken box, so it has to go. But I have a mix in there that I used for all the caladiums that always need a lot of soil because there's so many pots. So it's going to be a little bit more tidy. And then this is my repotting station that if I'm filming, I can just easily turn because it's on wheels. I can turn and then film with this beautiful background and then put it back and have some plants on it. Or do like a quick thing here. As you can see, I took some of these bulbs out of their pots and left them there. So this is kind of like a working station and a filming station. These are cool plants that I also planted into the garden. Bulbs, fairy wand mix from Farmer Gracie. By the way, you can use my discount code if you want for Farmer Gracie. As always, it's an everlasting code, so it's going to be there forever. And I got this from them as well. This is my favorite caladium, Autumn Beauty. And on the website, you often see them displayed like this color. But if you give them more light, they become like this. And this is the part that I love. Or even like this is fully red. And then sometimes you also get green, bright green splashes in them. Not like these plants, but darker green. Yeah, I don't see it on these ones. But later in the season, I'll do a caladium update and then I'll show you probably how amazing they can look. The other side of the greenhouse is one banana plant that is looking beautiful because it is not being ruined by the wind. Look at the difference of that one and the one that was outside before. There's still actually some filming equipment for my boyfriend here. He builds surfboards in our shed. Do you want to take a quick peek? This is the shed. It is tiny. It has our bikes in and he builds surfboards in here, plus has 3D printers. Okay, let's quickly close that because it's chaos. Also, all our wetsuits are here. So yeah, we're making the most of all the space we have, which is, I mean, it's not little, but it's not a lot. Up there is a very cool plant that keeps on surviving every year through winter. This is an Australian bottle tree that I got from one of you guys, very generous. And you can see the stems are starting to become more thick. I might need to give it a bigger pot. But so far it just keeps being happy, so that's amazing. Down here is a begonia that has done really well. There's a cactus that I think is dead or rotting because there's different points that look like this. I might have to do an operation. This one looks happy, but the rest of it doesn't. So it may not have liked the cold in here. I have to send a video to one of my friends or just start cutting maybe. I don't know. And then lastly, what I want to show you in here, because I'm so impressed with it. This is Philodendron Jose Bono. It had a lot of leaves before, see? And they all died because of the cold damage in winter. But it still grew. It started to grow this leaf again. You can see it's still a bit damaged because it came out during the start of spring. But then it grew this leaf, which is so pretty. And it now actually has another leaf here. Can you believe that made it through winter? And winter is almost freezing in here. So I'm so impressed. Oh, and in this side, this was a weird plant that we rescued from the garden center because the flowers, just looked really sad, but the flower spike was kind of connected to a leaf. It was like wrongly made. Can you see? It was kind of connected, but it still grew, and it grew this beautiful flower. It's an allium, apparently. We didn't know until it started to flower, but I thought it was so funky and fun, and we took it from the for free sad looking plant section, so I'm very happy that worked out. Palm tree, banana, other palm tree. There's just a lot to see here. Wait, do you want to see my cacti really quick before we go? I'm not going to say all the names and everything, but this is the cactus collection. You can see that one's growing. There's more here. Oh, and I was going to show you the caladium up here as well. This one is always first. Caladium Kathleen. Every year. I don't necessarily like the colors, but it grows every year, so that's why I love it. And there's more points growing that I hadn't seen yet. Okay, we're continuing with the cactus tour. This one is actually too tall. Can you see the difference in color as well? The dark red was from high summer, and then this is from not so high summer. Wait, I'm gonna switch this around. Don't fall, don't fall. Okay, that's better. Now you have space. This is some of the old, remember when I made videos and then the whole plant was rotted, the monkey tail? I planted them and they're okay. They're growing, they're rooted. This one's gonna make a flower. This one looks sad actually. I might need to maybe I'll do the care video, but make it quicker because it's 2 hours of footage. And then include something like, this is how they're doing now, or it's dead now, or it's happy now. Jungle cactus. Oh, it's flowering. I hadn't seen that yet. Nice. Good job, buddy. Way nice. That's the plant that I made seedlings off of. Here's more caladium. Fanny Munster. Okay, it is now 11:30. I hope I can put this video together for you in time for you to see at 5 p.m. Let me know what you thought of it, because it's a little bit different, especially with the weather being so gloomy. It's not... I would have preferred the sunshine, but we are in the Netherlands, so this is what happens. Let me know what you think of our garden, if you have any advice or tips for plants to add or how to take better care of the plants that we have. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for hanging out, friends. Bye! Subscribe!